Hello students, welcome back to session 9 on working capital management. So in this session we are concentrating on calculation of working capital requirement again on second method, that is operating cycle method. We have already solved first problem and even second problem. Today we are concentrating on third problem. If you look at third problem, they had given us 2 years data. Second column of this statement indicates 2019 data and last column indicates 2020 data. We have information on purchase of raw material, cost of goods sold, sales, debtors, creditor, stock of raw material, work in progress and finished goods. All these data are relating to a year. So we need data in terms of day basis. Means, for example, if we want to calculate raw material inventory, raw material consumption is the base. So raw material consumption per day we need. If we want to calculate work in progress operating cycle, we need what? Cost of production per day. So we do not have information on per day basis. First we have to convert yearly information as per day basis information. Then we have to apply the formula. So we know that in operating cycle, first we will calculate inventory conversion period, then we will calculate debtor conversion period. Sum of those two are gross operating cycle. So minus payment deferral period is net operating cycle. So inventory conversion period consists of raw material inventory, work in progress inventory, finished goods inventory. So raw material inventory is based on raw material consumed per day. So, but consumption is not given in the problem. So, we are considering purchases as equal as per consumption. So, purchase, whatever we purchased was consumed. So, that is what the assumption we are making. So, that's why raw material consumption per day is total raw material purchase during 2019 and 2020 divided by 360 respectively. So, then to arrive at work in progress conversion period, we need cost of production per day. We do not have information on cost of production. We know that. If cost of goods sold is not there, we used to take cost of production as cost of goods sold. Here cost of production is not there, but cost of goods sold is there. So cost of production per day and cost of goods sold per day will become same. That is the base for calculation of work in progress conversion period and finished goods conversion period. So then to arrive at debtor conversion period, we need credit sales per day. We do not have information on credit sales. We have information on sales. So we are assuming the total sales is on credit basis. So that's why credit sales per day is equal to total sales per annum divided by 360. So 3,50,000 divided by 360, 2,30,000 divided by 360. Then as far as what is that? Credit purchases per day. So we know that raw material purchase consumption is considered, purchases is considered as consumption. We have already calculated what is raw material consumption per day. That itself is raw material purchases per day. So then we have start calculating operating cycle first. We just look at the solution part. Raw material inventory divided by raw material consumed per day. Then work in progress inventory divided by cost of production, which is not there, but in formula you have to write cost of production, but we are taking cost of goods sold. We are assuming cost of goods sold is as equal as cost of production. Then finished goods conversion period, finished goods inventory divided by cost of goods sold per day is finished goods conversion period. So 101.25, 36 plus 30 is totally, it is called as inventory conversion period. As far as second year is concerned, 71.25, 55.38, 62.31 is the answer. Then we have to calculate debtor conversion period. So book debt divided by average credit sales. So average credit sales is not there per day, but we have total sales. We are assuming total sales as total credit sales. So that's why total sales divided by number of years in a number of days in a year is nothing but average credit sales per day, 90,000 divided by 972.22, 105,000 divided by 638.88, you will arrive answer as 92.57, 164.35. So then gross operating cycle, sum of inventory conversion period plus debtor conversion period, that will become 259.82 and 353.29. Now we have to deduct payable deferred period. So creditors divided by credit purchases per day. So will become payable deferred period. During 2019 it is 101.25, then it is 105. At last we'll arrive at net operating cycle 158.57 to 48.29. Now number of operating cycle is equal to 360 divided by 158.57 is equal to 2.27. 360 divided by 248.29 is equal to 1.45. This is number of operating cycle in a year. So net working capital is equal to cost of sales divided by number of operating cycle. Here we do not have cost of sales, so we are assuming cost of goods sold as cost of sales. So 3 lakh divided by 2.27 is 1,32,158.88. 2,60,000 divided by 1.45 is equal to 1,79,310. So this is how we arrive at answer. Let me concentrate on last problem. H Limited has a practice of estimating its working capital requirement on the basis of operating cycle method. Average creditors and debtors are given. Raw material consumed is given, which is purchased on credit basis. Cost of production is given and cost of sales is also given. Credit sales is given. Inventory is also given. Calculate operating cycle, gross and net. Number of net operating cycle in a year. Net working capital requirement. So raw material consumed per day is equal to raw material purchased per day. So that's why purchase is also on credit. So 36,60,000 divided by 360 means 10,167. So cost of production separately given 1,29,60,000 divided by 360. So then they have given us cost of sales 1,59,50,000 divided by 360. So then cost of sales is given, then cost of credit sales. So they had given sales in bracket credit 1,82 lakh. So 1,82 lakh divided by 360. You will arrive cost of credit sales per day. So once we calculate this, then we have to directly go to calculation of conversion period. Inventory conversion period, raw material inventory, which is 2 lakh, how much raw material? 2,40,000 divided by 10,167 is raw material consumption per day. Answer is 23.61 days. Work in progress inventory. So work in progress inventory is 9,10,000 divided by cost of production per day is 36,000. Answer is 25.28 days. Finished goods conversion period. Finished goods inventory, which is given as 9,70,000 divided by cost of goods sold per day, which is already there in the problem. So what is cost of goods sold per day? So cost of goods sold is not separately there, but we have cost of sales. So we are considering cost of sales as cost of goods sold, that is 44,306. Then debtor conversion period, book debt divided by average credit sales. So it is clearly given sales totally on credit. So average is 1,82 lakh divided by 360 means 50,555. This is credit sales per day. 4,60,000 divided by 50,555 will become 9.09. We'll arrive at gross operating cycle of 79.87 days minus payable deferred period. Payable deferred period arises when you purchase goods on credit. Here it is clearly given raw material purchase is equal to raw material consumption. So raw material consumption per day we have taken as raw material purchase. So 70,000 is creditor divided by 10,167 is 6.88. We'll arrive at number of operating cycle as 73.99, almost 74. So number of net operating cycle, number of operating cycle is 360 divided by 73.99 means 4.86. So then working capital requirement. So to arrive at working capital requirement, we should take into consideration cost of sales divided by what? Number of operating cycle. So what is cost of sales given in the problem? So 1,82 lakh. So cost of sales is not 1,82 lakh. How much it is given? Cost of sales is directly given in the problem 1,59,50,000. So divided by number of operating cycle in a year 4.86. So total working capital requirement based on operating cycle is 32,81,893. That's all students. We will see how to calculate working capital requirement on percentage of sales method particularly in next session. So you just look at the answer which was already given to you or which was already sent to you in the form of PDF. In case if there is any mistakes in those PDFs, those mistakes are corrected while I was recording my video. Try to understand. So while I was recording my video, the mistakes which were there in solution part get corrected. That's why while listening video, have your notes wherever there is correction which was made by me, particularly while recording my video. So make such corrections in your notes also. That's all. Thank you. Take care.